Welcome back to our live show. You know, for decades, Richmond has been a popular location to film movies, and now, thanks to the Richmond International Film Festival, for the last 7 years, it's been a popular place to see movies from all over the world. All this week, dozens of movies will be screened, some accompanied by celebrity appearances and a music showcase that will fill venues all around the city. The festival founder, Heather Waters, is here along with one of those celebrity guests, writer and series co-creator of 2.5 Men, Lee Aronson. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
Thanks for getting up. It was a late night, first night for the film festival. Heather, how did it go?
It was amazing. So we had a small kickoff on Monday, and last night we went full on with the red carpet and Nona, which you were there.
Yes,
you did
I
an
was
amazing
there.
job with Kate Bosworth and Michael Polish. Couldn't have gone better. Beautiful film.
Celebrities there, and you brought another celebrity with you today.
did,
Lee is
yes.
going to be featured. How do you decide what films you want to feature and who you're going to bring to kind of add to the star power of the festival?
You know, that's something a little different about RIF. We don't curate, everything's submitted, and whether they are an emerging filmmaker or an Oscar award-winning filmmaker, everybody gets equal footing. They go through judging, and then eventually they get selected, and they're then competing with top honors with the grand jury. So we got really lucky this year with Lee having a wonderful film that's in the festival, and then other folks like Danny Glover and Kate, and we have, I think, 30 countries represented from filmmakers everywhere.
Red carpet walking.
That's right,
Well,
yes.
not last night in the rain, but...
That's true, yeah.
But other than that, and Lee, this is, I understand, your first foray into documentary filmmaking.
Yeah. Well, I spent my career, you know, in sitcoms, while I loved doing that, it got to be time for me to do something different, and this was a story that I cared about.
Literally, some music put a bug in your ear that wouldn't let go.
Well, when I went to college in the early 70s, you know, back before the flood, I went in Boulder, Colorado, which was a hippie paradise, and there were these guys that used to come down from the mountains and play on campus, just on the lawn, you know, long hair, acoustic instruments, and original music, and I just became a huge fan. And then they disappeared. They never made a record, but the songs stayed in my head for years and years and years. And you know, when I retired from television, I was looking for a story to tell that would mean something to me. Those songs came back to me, and I decided to find out whatever happened to them.
And from what I read, all of these guys stayed in music pretty much, but not together.
Right, and only actually one of them made a career out of it. They scattered across the country. You know, part of the movie is what they're doing today and how they got there.
So how
Can I show my...
Sure, the psychedelic card there.
I love it.
There we go.
The band is called Magic Music, which I'd never heard of.
No, nobody ever heard of it because they never made a record. If anybody had ever heard of it, I wouldn't have had to make the film.
Yeah, if you weren't around in Boulder back in the 70s, you didn't know who this band was.
Exactly.
But they were huge.
Well, they were very big in Boulder. Yeah,
Right.
They were about the biggest thing in Boulder. It was really amazing how universal the idea was that they were going to make it. We all thought they were going to make it, and when they disappeared from town, we thought, oh, you know, they're making a record somewhere. But it didn't turn out that way, and part of the story of the movie is why it didn't turn out that way.
And do we also see your journey in finding these guys?
A little bit.
And trying to convince them to maybe come back together?
Yeah, I kind of got dragooned into the movie. I wanted it to be their story, not mine, but the two became kind of inextricably bound as we shot. So yeah, I'm in the movie a little bit.
How important is it for a documentary filmmaker now to be able to take your film to something like the Richmond International Film Festival?
Oh, it's essential because you know, it's not like anybody is banging down the door saying, oh, you know, we need a documentary about a band nobody's ever heard of that hasn't, you know, hasn't played together in 40 years. So film festivals are an essential venue for, you know, niche voices and you know, individual storytelling, not as opposed to corporate commercial storytelling.
And it's a wonderful opportunity as an audience member to see something maybe a little bit different. You know, the movie Nona that screened last night is in Spanish with English subtitles,
That's
which
right.
I'm sure surprised a few people in the audience.
Yeah, yeah, that makes it exciting. So we have a lot of U.S. films, but we have, I think, 33 countries represented. So they'll get a little taste of everything, and that's what we hope for. We want to bring the international flair here, but then also celebrate our local and state filmmaking. So it's kind of a mosh posh all week.
Yes, and tomorrow at Thursday at
Yeah,
6:30
our
at
big,
one theater. What theater is it
That's
at?
going to be at Bowtie
Bowtie.
Movie Land.
The Bowtie
That's right.
Movie Land. Yeah, you'll
Should
laugh,
we roll
you'll cry,
out the
you'll
red carpet for you?
absolutely you should.
I'll be there with you to do a little Q&A as well tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this is a film about music, and the film festival now is about music because
Yeah.
you've got a lot of music going on in a lot of different venues.
We do. So we've always had a small thread of music since the beginning. I grew up in music and film, but so we try and really bring a platform to Richmond so that those two groups can exchange ideas and forge new working relationships, we hope, come back to Richmond and shoot their next projects, whether it's film or music. So we've got music going on nightly at the Hofheimer Building, Sound of Music, and then the National at BBO Sound Machine later tomorrow night, EDM night. We've got all kinds of music kind of woven in throughout the week, mixed in with the film. So we hope they try a little bit of everything.
And it's kind of nice too because the film festival is now shining the spotlight on Richmond and bringing people to Richmond. For example, you had the stars of the movie and the producer and director of the movie here in town, and you've got Lee here and to talk about. So this is a great chance for the viewers to sit down and actually interact with the people who made the movies.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's a real treat for the audience. You know, that's not something that happens at all festivals, so we're fortunate to be able to do that, and all of them are Richmond premieres. So for Lee to be able to come in and share his insights about, you know, what inspired the passion behind making the project, it's inspiring for the audiences to hear. So we hope that is contagious and spreads throughout Richmond, and we do more and more of that, and get you back here for
Yeah, I've never been to Richmond before. I'm in love with it already.
Well, welcome. Stay here. The movie is called 40 Years in the Making, the Magic Music Movie. That will be tomorrow at 6:30. Lee Aronson, thank you so much. And then through this Sunday, April 29th, you can enjoy 150 films from all over the world at the 2018 Richmond International Film Festival, with screenings at the historic Byrd Theater in Carytown and at Bowtie Movie Land on the Boulevard. For a link to the schedule, just go to our website at WTVR.com/VTM. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks
luck with
for
the
having
festival.
us.
Good luck with the film, and we'll be right back.